Hello there, welcome to Talking Music, and I'm trying to get into this one, Seven and the Ragged Tiger, the third Duran Duran album that I'll be reviewing. These re-releases for 2024, the CD reissues. So I've finally got into this now. Just cut very carefully there. Hope if you haven't watched the reviews yet of the first two albums, then go and check those out. I'll put links at the end of the video. So I know one viewer said, where do you get these from? And I know in the comments for the first one, the Duran Duran 1981 album, I've put a link to Amazon. I found it on there. But anyway, this is Seven and the Ragged Tiger. So this, commercially, this is a massive album. You've got the Reflex, New Moon on Monday, Union of the Snake. But what else has it got on? I'll show you the artwork inside first. There you go. And I'll show you the disc. So there you go. So it says there 2010. It looks like it's the 2010 remaster once again. That'll be no surprise if you've watched the previous two reviews. And then we've got a booklet inside which has got the lyrics. Okay. Show you a couple of pages there. What does it sound like? What are the tracks like? Let's give it a listen. Thank you for your comments on the previous two reviews. It's always interesting to see which songs are your favourites. Keep them coming. That's what I love about these. You know what? Music, everyone has a different opinion. And please do send over your favourite tracks from this album and the first two reviews. Right, what does it sound like? So, Seven and the Ragged Tiger. It's 37.5 minutes long. It was released on November the 21st, 1983. Duran Duran's third studio album. So before we go any further, I need you to put in the comments, do we review the next Rhino Records re-release next, which would be Notorious? Or do I buy Arena? Because I've never listened to that. Put in the comments, should we do Arena next, which I wasn't planning on doing, or should we go for Notorious? Put it in the comments and we'll go see what the majority is and we'll base it on the next Duran Duran review because they seem to be doing well. Anyway, back to Seven and the Ragged Tiger. So we've got the Reflex, which is a brilliant track, brilliant opener. Now, as a single, it was released on April the 28th, 1984, and it was number one for 4 weeks. Spent 14 weeks in the charts. The album version that you'll hear on Seven and the Ragged Tiger is just short of 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes 29 to be precise. Nile Rodgers then remixed the 7-inch and 12-inch single versions. So you get a very condensed, very action-packed 4 minutes 25 seconds. I do prefer the single, if I'm honest, compared to the album version, but tell me what you think again in the comments. I think it's just more polished. I do. I think it's more polished. The live B-side, incidentally, on the Reflex single was Come Up and See Me Make Me Smile, a cover of Steve Harley in the Cockney Rebel. And it was recorded on the 16th of November 1982 at Hammersmith Odeon in London. But wait for this, Steve Harley joins the band on stage to perform it. So I'm going to have to try and track that down. The next track, New Moon on Monday. This was also released as a single, one of the 3 singles from this album. New Moon on Monday was released as a single on February the 4th, 1984. Reached number 9, spent 8 weeks in the charts. It's a great track. And then we've got I'm Looking for Cracks in the Pavement, which I think is a brilliant album track. I had genuinely forgot about this. I have heard it before, but not for a long time. But brilliant album track. We then got I Take the Dice and of Crime and Passion, which complete the side A, if you like, the original side A. Side B, if you're on the old vinyl, starts off with Union of the Snake, which was the 3rd single from this album, released on October the 29th, 1983. Reached number 3 and spent 11 weeks in the charts. Again, it's a great track. You can see why they picked it as a single. Brilliant choice. Then we've got Shadows on Your Side, which would be one of my 2 picks of the album tracks. I really love this track. Again, brilliant. And you might not have heard that one. So definitely check out Shadows on Your Side. We then got Tiger Tiger, which is an instrumental track. Obviously, the other Duran Duran albums we've reviewed so far have got instrumental tracks at the end. This one is the penultimate track. We get an instrumental track. And then concluding with The Seventh Stranger. So how would I rate the 3 albums so far? Last review, I'd rated them in my order of preference. I'll do it now. Again, join in the comments. I would probably put Seven and the Ragged Tiger first, just. Then I would put Rio, and then I would put the first Duran Duran 1981 album. But it is a very, very close call between Seven and the Ragged Tiger and Rio. But I think just consistency, I think Seven and the Ragged Tiger is brilliant from start to finish. As I say, where do we go next? Do we go with Arena? Do we go with Notorious? One of my friends that I used to go to college with many years ago, Craig West, I remember he often talked about Arena, and I think there was a TV documentary or film to go with it. Never seen any of it. Never heard any of it. So let me know in the comments, Arena or Notorious, and we'll base that on the next review. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and more Duran Duran coming very soon, along with everything else. Bye for now.